Well, it was great to get the season going, and obviously a good win versus a really good team. And what I'm also excited about is that there's a lot of areas that we can get better and need to get better for us to be the best team we can be. And yesterday was good. A lot of the kids were through the office and coming up and liked their approach to this week, and I think that's the challenge you have every week is how can you prepare and take full advantage of the opportunity you get to play a game. And it's the one thing about football is you get, we have 12 games on our schedule, and hopefully we're in the right to play more, but nothing's guaranteed. We saw that with Chryst. He spent a ton of time and he'll be done for the season. And you want kids to be able to enjoy each and every opportunity they get. And to do that, you want to be prepared, and that's what I'm looking forward to this week. Building on the things I thought we did well, and there was a good number of those, and correcting and improving on many of the areas that we need to get better at. So looking forward to this week and getting back home. We got 6 opportunities to play here at Camp Randall, and playing against a good Akron team. It's got a lot of talent to it, and this will be a good week for us. I didn't during the game. I was told that he was feeling pretty good, and for a while I thought I might even be able to go back in the game. And then yesterday I had the MRI and got the news, and he came in the office. And Chryst he's an interesting young man, and he crutched in and said, "Just want to make sure you saw me smiling today." And he goes, "I'll be back." And I believed him. And it's these kids do put so much into it, and you hate it for them. And I thought Ryan did a nice job of coming in and being prepared. So when or if something like that would have happened, and made maybe one of the bigger plays in the game, and so Chryst, I don't know when he'll have the surgery, but certainly was disappointed. But his mom and dad, brothers, they raised him right, because he's got the right perspective on it.
So, Paul, how do you move forward without Chryst? What do you feel with the depth at that position now?
Well, certainly, Chryst is a really good football player for us, and guys have to step up and step in. TJ, we'll see what he can do, and I don't know this week, next week, the week after. I don't know, but at least TJ's coming back. Like I said, I don't know at what pace, and Ryan stepped in, and he'll have to take on a bigger load, and Sitch the same, and I think we'll practice it and see, but guys got to step up now.
Jesse. Paul, Les Miles announced that he suspended their offensive lineman for one game. Just wanted to get your reaction to that, and whether 48 hours later you had a chance to watch the play, what you think now.
The one thing I really think about all that is I was really proud of the way our players responded, and I thought that was big time, and appreciative of that, because that's something that it's so spontaneous, and how do kids react, and really proud of how our players reacted to it.
Paul, I got a couple on Houston. What did you think of him in his first start? How did he handle it? And it looked pretty accurate, other than the 2 interceptions.
No, I thought that overall, I thought Bart was himself in the sense that felt like he would compete, and I thought he did a great job of competing, and thought he made some of the throws that were pretty clean for him. He made them, and I thought I think he was accurate on a lot of his throws. I think that the one area we talked about was how do you play the game, and there's that fine line. It's not so much the science of quarterbacking, but kind of the art of quarterbacking and situational awareness. I think that's where he can grow, not just on the 2 picks, but there's some other situations where he can progress. But I love the way he competed and responded when things were, didn't go well. And I thought that did a good job for us in the run game, some certain areas. And so there's a lot of areas that kind of like our whole team he can build on that we did well, and certainly some areas that we've got to clean up. And that's, I think he sees it though. It wasn't like there wasn't a whole lot when we watched the film that you're trying to. I think he saw it the same way, and that's good.
In both the games where he's played extensively, he's done some really good things and had 2 real head-scratching interceptions. How do you get those out of his system?
That's we have to. Bart can't try to do too much. We gotta help him, but that you don't want that to be part of who you are. And I think that's the challenge that we have, is making sure that we grow and progress from that.
Paul, you said before, even before Dan Volt stopped playing, that this was still a young offensive line. What kind of performance do you think they had on Saturday without him?
I thought that guys played physical, and I think what helped that is they were prepared. They knew what to do and how to do it. And I think in the run game, did some really good things. I thought did a good job a lot of times in the passing game. And I think it's like our whole team, that there's areas where we've got to get better, and that's what we've got to focus on this week. But I thought, John Dietzen came in and for his first snaps did some good things. And thought Ryan Ramczyk, settled in. I thought he played really well. The second half particularly, and so I think that it's this group right now. I mean, they did some good things in game 1, and the challenge for us and the opportunity for us is to improve upon that.
Coach Gaglianone made the numbers switch, had a huge day on the field too. Can you talk about what his emotions were throughout the day, and how proud you and his teammates were for how he performed, especially late in that game?
No, I think very, very happy with how he performed, and proud of all that he's done. And he's been consistent for us. He had a really good camp, and I think that we've got confidence in him. And he knows his role, in the sense that all eyes are on him, and I'd like to think that we can be better. Area we've got to get better at is in the red zone and finishing drives, and not put as much pressure on him. But I thought he was big, and you know what, we're going to need him to be that all year.
Coach, the number of dropbacks versus designed runs were almost exactly equal. I think it was about 35-36 or so. How much of that is planned, and how much was that was just kind of dictated by the game itself?
Probably a little bit of both. You go in every game. You go in with an offensive, defensive, special teams game plan, and then you adjust accordingly as the game goes on. And I thought that was one of the things we're able to do, was still be able to run the football. I thought there was times where we had to try to get a little bit more going, try to create maybe some, we didn't get a lot of chunk plays, but see if we could get some of those, and I thought we were able to do that. I thought the backs ran hard, particularly the second half, and once Corey kind of got going, I thought Dari came in, did some good things, and we want to be balanced if we can, but you don't know, each game's so different.
Andy, in the back.
Paul, typically a win is a win, and it's behind you now, but did you get, given the way it ended, the fourth quarter comeback, the way the crowd responded, those types of things, the opponent, did you get a little more energy? Does this team get a little more energy from that outcome? Well,
I think that any time you put yourself out there, it's hard to win football games, and you put a lot into it each week, and certainly before the season you put a ton into it, and want guys to enjoy, when you win. And yet I think the lesson for our group is what gave you a chance to win, what gives you a chance to play your best, and that's in preparation, and you bring that energy and you play with that. And I think right now I enjoyed every win and have enjoyed every game, and so I think that it was a good, like I said, it was a good win and against a good team, and we're fortunate we get an opportunity to open up at home, and we've got to build on the things that we did well. But no, I don't think I was over. Every time you see your guys get to go out and see them compete and play, that's pretty fun.
Well, that was obviously a strong performance from the defense on Saturday. What questions do you think you had answered about that group, and in what ways do you think they have a chance to be as good, if not better, than last year's group?
Well, I think there's a lot in that question. I thought that the group we've got confidence in our defense, and a lot of guys stepped up and made plays in game one, and we need to do that again. We'll be tested and challenged differently this week, and you play each play and you play each game, and at the end of the year you can analyze all you want about who they are and what we were, but I think the one thing we've tried to do this year, and I think it'll be important for us, is to stay in the moment and enjoy those moments. And it's not about talk, it's about what we do with our actions.
Paul, you said up front that some guys stopped by your office and you liked their approach this week. Can you expand on that, what you saw and what you were hoping to see coming off that victory?
Yeah, I think that they see we can be a lot better. And yet I don't want to be hypocritical. I want them to enjoy the game and game day. That's the best part of the week. And then what can you learn from it? What can you take away from it? And how can you apply that to going forward? And didn't need to prod the guys, didn't need to talk to them and tell them what to think. That's what I was pleased to hear from them.
Paul, how well, or if at all, do you know Terry Bowden? And I don't know how much of a deep dive you've done into Akron, but what stands out about them?
I've coached against them once, and so got to know them through that. And they've done a really good job. They were 8-5 last year, won their bowl game. Offensively, they'll spread you out. The quarterback has got a really strong arm, but also a good runner. I think the running back is a really good running back. They got some receivers that can run and got size, and so I think it's gonna stress us differently than last week, where we're gonna spread us out and we've got to play good assignment football, and we'll still there's times when you'll be in one-on-one situations, and we've got to make plays when we do. And defensively, they're an active defense, and they'll do some different things coverage-wise that guys have to be prepared this week. And again, I think they're athletic, and it's going to be a different preparation, and that's good. This team needs it. Each week's different, and we'll have a normal week to prepare, whereas in the we started preparing for game one 2 weeks before, kind of a week and a half before. So, but it's a good football team, and he's obviously a really good football coach, has a good staff.
Andy?
Paul, how would you assess the way your secondary played?
I thought they did some really good things. I thought every one of them came up and when they had the opportunities, tackled well. I thought Moose particularly made some big plays, but the corners threw it in there. Dakota made some plays in the passing game. We're challenged and we're one-on-one quite a bit and won our share of the one-on-one battles. And we'll be tested, I think, that same way this week, and we've got to grow and progress in the secondary, linebackers, D-line, O-line, tight end. It's the team, and that's what's kind of fun is we know what we got to do and where we can get better.
Anything else for Jake?
Looking at the fullbacks and Alec Ingold, Austin Ramish, how did they play, especially with Alec in his first game as a fullback and then also rotating in Austin?
I thought both did some good things for us, and I think both have a chance to be good fullbacks for us. And I don't mean to sound like a broken record, but there's some things where they can clean up, and we need to. But both thought competed and played hard and made plays for us in different areas. I know Ram had a good catch and run after it, and Alec had one, but in the run game and pass protection, they did some good things, and I think there's some areas where they know and they can see it where they can get better.
Anything else?
All right, thank you.
Thanks, Coach.